Hey, it's Dixie and Mark. It is 1:35 p.m. on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025, and I'm watching the latest stuff that I got. I actually got all of this yesterday. I just didn't make a video about it. Um, all right, so I went to a thrift store. Well, first, let me start by saying I went to the local library because I think I mentioned in a previous video that there's a local nerdy type convention that's going to be held at the library on the 13th. So I went there to get some information about it. They had a flyer, but it just gave like the day and time. It didn't say who the guests were going to be or what kind of panels that they were going to have or anything like that. I looked it up on Facebook today. Not Face. Well, no, I think it was Facebook. I think it was like the library's website. But and the back of the flyer just had like a road to the con type of thing that had events that were happening, previously in August in the lead up to the convention. So that was useless to me. But I did learn there's no entrance fee, which I guess there never has been, but I forgot about it. But anyway, so then I went to a thrift store, and this one was on the same road as the library, and I don't visit it often. Let's start with movies. And all this stuff was 50 cents each. It was like half off. So I got Dragnet Volume 3. Um, this is the 1950s Dragnet series, which I'm not as familiar as because I first got introduced to Dragnet through the 1960s revival series, the Color series, on through reruns on Nick and Night because my family we had like cable television like three separate times, I think, through the 1990s. Like when I would do bad at school, they'd cancel it. When I do well again, they bring it back. So, but anyway, we first got cable in the 91 to 92 season, and I got introduced to the 60s Dragnet through reruns on Nick and Night because on Nickelodeon in the early 90s, they would have a Nick and Night block where they would show old TV shows in the evenings. So that's how I got introduced to Dragnet. And I eventually saw episodes of the 50 series through DVDs like this because these were sold in Walmart for $1 each. So my mom and I, probably mostly my mom, would get dollar DVDs from they're like right by the registers. Uh, I think sometimes literally they were hanging on plastic strips, like directly in front of the checkout, like while you were like directly in front of the register. But anyway, so I saw some of these before. I might have even seen some of these exact DVDs, but 3 episodes per disc. So Dragnet originated, I believe, in the 1940s as a radio show created by Jack Webb, who plays Joe Friday. And it's a police procedural, like detectives solving one case per episode. Um, Now, he was a stickler for detail and accuracy. So these cases were pulled from actual LAPD case files. And it was basically, they dramatized it as a radio program and then eventually made the transition to television with the 50 series, which I think, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, it might have ran 9 seasons. While the radio show was still going for a while later. In fact, I think they took the audio from at least one of the TV episodes and made a radio episode out of it. And actually, I think you could probably do this with any of these early TV episodes because I think I read a quote where Webb said he wanted people to be able to go about their business if they're doing something in the house and just listen to the episode and still be able to follow what's going on. In the 60s revival series kind of changed that and made more use of the medium of television. But with these episodes, I think you could probably just listen to them because a hallmark of Dragnet is Jack Webb as Sergeant Joe Friday narrates a lot of stuff between scenes and even during scenes. Like scenes might be like very short, and he would just have a voiceover narration of what they did, what they learned, what they didn't learn, and then just zip past, keep the story moving. So I look forward to watching some of these again. Now I don't know if I got this before or not. The Soul Survivors: The Killer Cut, starring Eliza Dushku, who played Faith on Buffy. So, go check out. I hope she doesn't die in this one. But yeah, I love Faith, so we shall see. There's like a bunch of special features and stuff. There's only a select C audio commentary, not a full audio commentary. You could choose from 3 different interactive motion menu experiences. Okay. And the audio commentary is not by the director, it's by one of the actors. And it's like one of the actors that's listed like almost last in the credits. So I'm not sure. Melissa Sage Miller. So I don't know, kind of weird. But anyway, there was an episode of Buffy where Faith was watching Dragnet in her motel room. So, little tie-in. All right, and Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties includes 2 versions, theatrical and extended. Wow, it's got an America Online Sears card sticker on here. Okay. No idea what the deal is with this. Could someone let me know what the deal is with this? I mean, I've never seen either of these Garfield films. I love the Garfield and Friends TV series. Never seen these live action films. I've seen the new Garfield film with Chris Pratt. I haven't seen this one. It's got Brecklin Meyer, who I'm not really familiar with, Jennifer Love Hewitt, who I've started getting familiar with through Ghost Whisperer, Billy Connolly, who I know from Half the Class, and Bill Murray from Ghostbusters. So this is the second one. I don't know if it matters if I haven't seen the first one yet. Oh, music's by Christoph Beck, who did a lot of the score for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So that's neat. All right, so Catch and Release, starring Jennifer Garner and Kevin Smith, even though this isn't an actual Kevin Smith film. But it looks cute. I'm mostly familiar with Jennifer Garner from Daredevil and Elektra. Trying to remember if I've seen her in anything else. Oh, I've seen the first few episodes of Alias. Yeah. Anyway, Valentine starred David Boreanaz. This was, what year was this? 2001. So this is in the middle of Buffy and Angel. This scene kind of looks like Buffy and Angel, but that's not Sarah Michelle Gellar. We got Denise Richards, Marley Shelton, and Katherine Heigl. And I assume like at least one more girl. One more girl that's on the front cover and not credited. Remember that kid everyone ignored on Valentine's Day? He remembers you. It's a humor-laced, twist-filled thriller. Okay. So it's supposed to be kind of fun, like a dark comedy or a horror comedy. I'm not sure. It's humor laced, so maybe I don't know. We'll see. I hope no cute girls die. All right, I've been meaning to see this one. I never got around to it, but it's not called Live Die Repeat because that's stupid that they made this tagline so big. It's actually called Edge of Tomorrow, which this movie gallery label is partially covering up the title. I wonder if this Live Die Repeat is actually supposed to be part of the title. Is it? I mean, no, it's not, because according to the credits, it's just called Edge of Tomorrow. But yeah, it's got Emily Blunt, and I like her work from what I've seen. So it's a sci-fi thing, time loop type thing. So yeah, another Dragnet volume. This is volume 2. So yeah, this is interesting. This is an MP3 CD, an unabridged book on one MP3 CD. It's the novel Deadly Deals by Fern Michaels, performed by Laurel Merlington. So I've no interest in Fern Michaels. Really, I don't read her, but it can be played on a CD player with MP3 CD playback capability, or in the appropriate disk drive on a computer, or transfer the files on a disk to an iPod or other MP3 players. I have an MP3 player somewhere that I got years ago. Have no idea where it is. But I figured I could just transfer it to my computer and listen to it on my computer, or listen to it directly off the disk, because honestly, I've the only reason that I got this is I've never gotten an MP3 CD before. Funnily enough, my mom's old car, the last car that she had, was like a 2005 Chevrolet Aveo, and it had an MP3 CD player. We never played an MP3 CD in it. My car, which is a 2009 Nissan Versa, it didn't specify that the CD player could play MP3. So besides, my CD player in that car is basically broken now. But yeah, I look forward to listening to this just for the uniqueness of listening to an MP3 CD. Management, starring Jennifer Aniston. I don't think I have this one yet, but I've been meaning to check out more for stuff. I know her from, I was introduced to her in Office Space, not Friends, but I have since watched Friends, and I want to see other things with her in it. And it's got Woody Harrelson, who played Haymitch in The Hunger Games. Okay. Don't think I have this one either. Elizabethtown, starring Kirsten Dunst, and apparently Jessica Biel is in it as well. I know her from Seventh Heaven. So yeah, Bruce McGill. I know him as Pete Thornton from MacGyver, the original MacGyver. Orlando Bloom, Legolas, Alec Baldwin. So yeah. Keep in mind, all of this stuff is 50 cents each. $6 total. The Dukes of Hazzard, the movie version. I saw reruns of the TV series back in the day, so I never got around to seeing the movie. I saw the trailer for it, I think, back in the day, or at least the TV spot. Yeah, but I figured I'd finally check it out. So, Yeah. Uh, okay, now for the CDs. Found Celtic Woman. I've always been curious about them, and there's this one song of theirs that I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that I really love, but I've never actually gone into more of their music or anything. But I think this is their first album. I'm not sure. Probably not actually. 2004. I think they started earlier than that. I could be wrong. And it's got their individual names here. I'm pretty sure that people have gone in and out of the group, but this is this particular lineup. In fact, let me look it up to see when Celtic Woman started because I like that kind of music. So it says it's a 2005 album. It's got a 2004 copyright on it. March 1st, 2005, it was released. It says it's the debut album. They have a cover of Orinoco Flow by Enya. Let me look at their full discography because while I was doing some research for my Buffy fanfic, I had to look up a song to find out what year that came out and they don't have a dedicated discography article. They got a lot of albums. Hang on. I know this is probably it's probably boring for you guys, but now I'm really interested. Oh, it's 2016 that they performed. Wow, I was way off. All right, that song that I was thinking of. Anyway, the CD section is completely unorganized in the thrift store, as it is in all thrift stores. I will say, from visiting many thrift stores, or at least a decent amount, it's a great place to find classical music. There's a lot of classical music selections. But anyway, in between a bunch of classical music and all this other stuff, I found a Michelle Branch album. Hotel Paper. It's not the Spirit Room. I would have loved to have found a physical copy of the Spirit Room. This is the sequel. It's her third album, I believe. Yes, the Spirit Room was the first one. Not the first one. It was her first major one that anyone paid attention to her. Her first album, I believe, was called Broken Bracelet, And it had some songs on that would be re-recorded for the Spirit Room. Oh, it's an enhanced CD. It's probably got some videos and stuff on it. Check this out. Making of Hotel Paper in the studio. Are you happy now? On one of these days. Live performance from sessions at AOL. Find your way back empty-handed and Hotel Paper and the Michelle Branch photo gallery. That is so cool. See, this is why physical media matters. I wish the front of the jewel case wasn't cracked, but still. Check this out. I'm not sure what people think of Hotel Paper. Everyone seems to focus on the Spirit Room. And I have listened to both the original version of the Spirit Room and her 20th anniversary re-recording of the entire album, which is neat, but I still prefer the original, honestly. Anyway, we got any album, The Memory of Trees. I don't know if I have this already or not. I wish there was a way to easily look up what I've already purchased while I'm browsing at a thrift store. But anyway. Oh, and here's the back of Hotel Paper. And Celtic Woman. And last, Wildfire by Rachel Platten. And yes, this is the whole fight song thing. It's track number 5. That's the only song of hers I know, actually, but I like it. It was used in a promo for the Supergirl TV series starring Melissa Benoist. So, yeah. There was a little bit of something that wouldn't move. It was like a little brown spot. Turned out to be liquid or something really sticky. I was able to wipe it off the jewel case itself, and I wiped it off the CD using my shorts, and I hope the CD is going to be okay. But yeah, so that's neat. I love physical media. You see, you don't get stuff like if you listen to a new streaming album, you don't get stuff like making ofs and live performances from sessions. I mean, that kind of stuff can be posted on YouTube technically, but it's neat to discover stuff like this on a physical CD. Anyway, let me put this back in the bag. Now, I went to Walmart after that. I was browsing the books, looking up reviews on Amazon and stuff. I eventually got this. Thorn Seas by Kiera Azar. It's weird that it's a different cover than what I see on Amazon. On Amazon, it's like a black background cover with pink illustration and text. But it seems pretty neat. Look. That is so cool. It's got like interior illustrations. So it's like as far as I know, it's like a romantasy type thing. An heiress possessing illegal magic who has more to lose than just her secrets. A harsh and glittering royal court where the threat of discovery lurks around every corner. Too beguiling and very dangerous man who might be her salvation or her ruin. It's rose season at the palace, but survival will depend on becoming the most vicious of thorns. So apparently this is a debut novel. Look at this gorgeous illustration, and this is the author. And yeah, so I figured it would make for some good fall reading. I think fall is really because that fall and winter is a good time for reading like fantasy novels. I mean, mostly I do read fantasy novels anyway, but I'm talking about like, well, like the not like urban modern fantasy, but like fantasy worlds, like you know what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, I'm starting to do some fall reading because 2 days ago, September 1st, was the first day of meteorological fall. So I'm counting it. Okay. And it did start to feel cooler. And but it's like it's weird because on the night of the first, I ended up for the first time in a while not leaving the air conditioner on all night. And yesterday I tried to do the same thing, but then I ended up having to get up and turn it on because I was sweating. And I'm sweating now. I don't have the air conditioner on during the day, but it is definitely not exactly fall weather yet. But according to like meteorologists, it's fall. That's the way that they calculate it. The whole September 20 something thing is astronomical fall. Um, but anyway, anything else to say? I got Buffy reaction to watch on YouTube. Um, Ashley Burton dropped one around noon, so I gotta watch that. Um, Domino and Tara wrestling behind me on the floor. Oh, I posted a poll recently um, asking whether or not you guys would be interested in watching live streams of my cats. And overwhelmingly, you guys have said yes. Last I checked, it was 8-0 when I checked yesterday. So I will be looking into how to set that up. It would probably involve getting a second cell phone that I don't activate and instead just connect it to the Wi-Fi and use it to live stream to YouTube. And I would have to mount it somewhere because my idea is to point into the breezeway down the hall because that's where my cats tend to hang out when I'm not at home. I'm sure they come here to eat and stuff, but I think maybe during live streams I'll leave the food in the breezeway and a litter box so you can see it all. You can see all the action in the lives of cats. uh, so yeah, you guys from the judging by the poll results, you guys really want that. So and I will continue to upload YouTube shorts of my cats, like one per day. I think would be enough. Um, the response to those has been really good. It's like I think the latest one that I uploaded, like it was Tara and Domino playing with some string or a lace or something like that, and it's gotten over 1,000 views since yesterday, which is insane. But anyway, so that's what's going on. I'm reading. I started reading The Witches of Echo Park, the first book in the Echo Park series by Amber Benson, who played Tara on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In fact, I got the Audible, the audiobook version. She narrates the first book, so I'm just letting her read it to me as I follow along. Um, so that's fun. And I'm going to be reading other like fantasy type novels during the fall and winter. And yeah, that's it. That's basically what's going on. Uh 10 days from now on Saturday, I've got that convention at the library. So I'm trying to clear some space on my camcorder because there might be maybe a panel or something or a presentation that I could record. I'm not sure. I don't think I read anything about that on the library website. I don't. I don't. Well, I don't know. I'm having trouble actually adding these to a DVD compilation, like off the camera. My burner program gets frozen when I try that. I don't know what the deal is, but it never did that before. But anyway, I'm so entered. I wish I could like point the webcam down so you can see these. I should record a video of these two wrestling because that is entertaining. But anyway, so that's it. Just wanted to let you know what's going on, and it's 2:06 p.m. and thanks for watching.